What is up, everybody? It's Jamie. Welcome back to the channel. As promised, we're going to continue with the iPhone 14 Pro unboxings. In my last video, we took a look at the deep purple color. I wasn't super happy with it, but I do now have each of the colors in. Granted, there's nothing new with these other colors, but maybe when we take a look at the purple versus some of the standard colors that we have for the 14 Pro, is it going to make me feel different? Does it look better when you put it side by side? We're going to take a look at it right now. Today's video is being brought to you by Casetify. So Casetify is continually improving and evolving their case technology. So not only do you have the whole host and litany of new designs, but they're always trying to make their cases better. So a big improvement this year is the introduction of their EcoShock technology. So within the impact case and ultra impact cases that we're used to, they've been able to get 20% more drop protection just by introducing this new EcoShock material. So here I have the impact case. So you have a nice thin profile, but you're able to get up to 8.2 feet of drop protection. Then advancing further, the ultra impact case, it's up to 11.5 feet of drop protection. So the EcoShock technology brings in some very unique advancements with the technology itself, but also how it's put on the cases. You're going to see some twisting on, so you're in the ultra impact case, on the corners, you can see a twist material. You're also seeing on the inside of the cases as well, help with the absorption as well as the abrasion when there is an impact. And also new for this year, Casetify has come out with their brand new most protective case that they've come out with. It is the new bounce case. So each of the cases that we have, the impact, ultra impact, and bounce case, all utilize the same EcoShock material. It's just that they're utilizing it in different fashions. So when you compare the impact case with the ultra impact case, you go from just the normal, you're going to get the EcoShock material on the inside of the case, whereas the ultra impact case adds it on the bumpers. And then going to the most protective case that they've ever come out with 21.3 feet of drop protection, is the bounce case. So the bounce case is truly unique. Not only do you have the EcoShock material all around the case, on the bumpers, they've added these little air pockets. So it's similar to like the pocket on an Air Max shoe to just give even more drop protection. Additionally, you can see they also have a cross X design to help with the tension as well from higher drops. So with the bounce case, as I mentioned, it's 21.3 feet in drop protection. And what it also has been tested to, so I didn't know this, but when companies say X times military standard, like what is military standard? Military standard is the consecutive dropping of something 26 times. That's one military standard. So the bounce case is tested to 6 times military standard. So 6 times 26 is 156. So not only do they just drop the case once and say, here's the drop protection, 21.3 feet, they drop it 156 times. So to further demonstrate the properties and qualities of the EcoShock material, along with the cases, Casetify sent me these two little sample pieces to represent, this is obviously a blown up version of the EcoShock material, and then what seems to feel like a material that a lot of other case manufacturers utilize for drop protection. Now they provided these, it's just a metal, fairly heavy metal ball. I'm gonna first drop it on the competitor. Okay, it's pretty. Same ball. Wow. Just take a look at this. Watch how high this is. It just dies. It just completely absorbs the impact. If you are looking to purchase a new Casetify case, Do not forget to use the link below. It is going to give you 15% off your entire order. All right, y'all, now let's get into the unboxing. I'm very conflicted on which phone to go with this year. I went with Sierra Blue last time around. Before that, I've done a lot of the silver phones. So with the purple, I unboxed it previously. We can get this out of the way right now. It's not, I don't really enjoy the color. It really is not exciting to me at all. I don't know how much what people are thinking about it. I do know that when I went to go purchase these phones, the one that had the quickest ship time was a deep purple. Silver was the most back ordered, which I thought was interesting because typically that's the phone that no one really likes. But we're going to compare it to all the other colors to see, I don't know, maybe when you put them side by side, one can stand out a little bit more than the other. Maybe I'll think a little bit differently about it. But let's just keep it moving. We're going to go open the gold. So as gold is concerned, I always like it. I think it's very subtle. I like the subtle nature of it, but I end up, if I'm thinking gold, I always just end up going silver. It's so close to the silver, but not as clean as a silver. So I just end up defaulting to gold. So, or I don't default to gold. I default to the silver over the gold. But the funny thing with gold, if you haven't experienced it firsthand, when you open it up, it's similar to the silver where you're like, where is the gold? And it's not until you start putting it up against other colors, you start really seeing the gold, mainly when you put it up against the silver. I just love the subtlety of it. People think gold, it's too flashy or what have you, but to me, it's super like understated. It's kind of like a champagne-y color. I think it's just really well executed. Here's the silver. This is typically my go-to. We'll see if it's just so clean. Some people don't like the sides on it because the sides are so much shinier than all the other colors because it's just your bare polished stainless steel. But I enjoy it. And then they also make fun because it is white, but it's silver. It's not white. Put it up against a white phone. Put it up against Starlight. This is silver. The thing I really like about silver is if you're looking at clear cases or different things like that, the silver I think really accents the cases because the case doesn't take on the color of the phone because this is essentially a blank canvas. So if you like that aspect, you like silver. Another sneaky thing that I like about silver is that because the sides are not colored stainless steel, every other color has a pigment or I don't know, paint or whatever you want to call it on the stainless steel to make it that color. This is just pure stainless steel. So it definitely shows the scratches a lot more. However, you can polish those scratches out. I do have a video on my channel that goes through a material that you can purchase to polish out the little fine scratches that you do ultimately inevitably get on your phone. Space black. I don't know if this color actually ends up changing or if it's just the name that keeps changing because it was space gray, it was midnight, I think. Now it's space black, and it's a matte black color. And I'm not gonna lie, like it's been a very long time since I've done this color. I don't know why it looks so much better this year. One of the things I really like about this phone is just the contrast on the sides. I think that the matte black up against the polished stainless steel it's probably best executed on the space black phone or the midnight phone or the space gray phone. The matte finishing on the back, it's always been a thing, like if you do like gloss black or anything like that, it's gonna really show fingerprints. With this matte nature, it doesn't really show fingerprints all that much. However, I would say that likely everyone is putting cases on these phones now with how expensive they are, and then also with these camera lenses. The camera lenses stick out so far on the 14 Pros. It is crazy. And it's just, the phone is so, from like a weight distribution, it's so that top corner, I didn't realize that they stuck out this much until I compared it to my 13 Pro. All right guys, so here we got each of the 14 Pros lined up, and I always find this to be an interesting view because it really starts to separate the colors a little bit more. But one thing is, when you separate deep purple from space black, silver from the gold color, the difference is they're not as striking. But if you start moving them around a little bit and put them right next to each other, there's definitely much more of a differentiation. However, I will say that these two are not looking that much different. But out of the bunch as of right now, like, I hate to say, but I'm still gravitating back to the silver. Space black versus deep purple, you get them really in the light. That's where you start seeing the differences. And you know, as with lighting, it really changes a lot. So when you get these out in the daylight, it changes a lot. But it's not until you get them really close to one another where you really start to see those differences between the two. And I mean, the part of the thing that's kind of nice about the deep purple is just, it is such a dark purple color that it does take on some of that graphite or space black material. But if you want super stealthy, just super murdered out, you can't beat this. I mean, it's such a cool, just understated, stealthy color. But I mean, on the sides, definitely much more difference is present. This is where I think the deep purple gets a little, I don't know, a little too playful, a little too kid-like for me. Then if we take a look at silver and gold, I mean, this is a comparison that we're always seeing. It hasn't changed all that much, but you pull one away, it's like, is that silver? Is that gold? You put the silver up next to it, bam, now you start seeing the difference. And that's the cool thing about gold. I mean, it can go in a couple of different ways, but the sides, that's where it's killer. That's where the difference really shines. So I know this is really like a love-hate for people. I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's so cool. Just fresh, clean, polished stainless steel on an iPhone. It's awesome. It's super, super awesome. So I figured people might be around the house doing some work. I don't know, for whatever reason. Hopefully you can see right here. You're on your ladder. So you pop out your ladder and this is what, a 6 foot tall ladder, whatever. You're in the middle of your patio. I don't know why. Let's see, is this still? Yeah. You're in the middle of your patio. Decide, I'm gonna just set up my ladder in the middle, and I don't know why. Maybe you're doing some lights or whatever. You decide, well, I'm up here, I'm working, I wanna take a quick selfie, bye. You butterfingers, and your phone drops. So let's see how it did. It's perfect. You can see corner here absorbed the impact. It just rubs off. But the thing that's interesting is that you don't get the tremendous bounce back. That's the nice thing about the EcoShock material. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Also, don't forget to use the link below to get 15% off your order from Casetify. If you like today's video, feel free to give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one.